Hey guys, it's Eddie, aka DaiLapCheurng, and I'm back today with another video. Today I'll be showcasing the team that I used to reach 8th in the world yesterday for GBL Great League Season 2. The team consists of Umbreon, Azumarill, and Deoxys Defense. The movesets are shown on the bottom left, and the reason I use Hydro Pump over Play Rough is because I find I'm locked against a Registeel more often than an opposing Azumarill, Lantern, or Umbreon or anything that's weak to or neutral to Play Rough. You'll definitely need the Ice Beam for grass coverage. Now, for Deoxys Defense, I'm sure you can run Psycho Boost over Thunderbolt and have success with it. I tried it for a few battles, but immediately I noticed that I'm missing the neutral Registeel and super effective Azu attack. Also, an opposing Azumarill will have a positive matchup against all my Pokemon if I decide to run Psycho Boost over Thunderbolt. So between having Play Rough on Azu and having Thunderbolt on Deoxys, I think that running Thunderbolt is the way to go. First of all, I think Umbreon is a decent lead and can win against most Azu counters. And yeah, most Azu counters, Altaria, but not Registeel or Azu itself. If I lose a lead, most of the time I'll safe swap Azu you see in the video, and not Deoxys Defense. This is because I feel most players they keep something like a tank or steel weak to counter in the back, and I can line those two up later if I lose lead and swap in Azu. This definitely isn't an anti-meta team. I've had my fair share of losses. This team has a clear weakness to Charmers and Grass, but you'll see that I find ways to play around it. And I definitely don't see too many Charmers above 2500. I ran this team for most of the preseason, Season 1 and Season 2, so I definitely have a lot of experience with it. I included many different lead scenarios, but I couldn't include all of them, so I may post another video if I get some more juicy battles. So first battle, I'm up against a Skarmory. This is actually DaiLapCheurng's double grass team. So I get to a foul play, and he actually tries to catch that foul play on a shift tree, which is a pretty good move. That's what I would do if I was running that team. What happens here is I'm staying in because I know that PvP poke sims say Umbreon should win in pretty much every even shield scenario, especially since I have energy advantage. Well, that's why I win this matchup pretty easily because I had an energy advantage. But they need to shield one foul play, one of your baits, for you to win pretty cleanly. What I learned you should do is you should swap in Deoxys Defense instantly and shield the foul play, and you can throw one Rock Slide and farm down. Here I don't let Skarmory farm me down because I know he has Meganium in the back. So I pretty much have to face Meganium. I will face Meganium with Deoxys Defense anyways, because I don't want Azu to phase it. So no point in letting him farm me down there. So here he actually doesn't shield, which is pretty interesting. Here I know I can survive this Frenzy Plant, and I could probably farm down since he let the first two Rock Slides hit him. Here it's Skarmory. Swap instantly to Umbreon, throw a foul play with the energy I was saving up, and try to get to another one, and I can't. So because I don't want him to see my third Pokemon, but whatever, it's okay. I have a full health Azu against Skarmory. All is good. All is good. And my opponent actually quits here. That's why. So even though I said that my team is weak to grass, like having that specific lineup, line in such a way where he safe switches shift tree is pretty perfect for me. So my Azu doesn't get to see both of the grasses. So here the Swampert is pretty good lead for me. Pretty happy when I see that because Umbreon does huge damage against Swampert, as you can see there, and he can survive that foul play, but probably doesn't want to get too low. I'm not sure, or doesn't know. Here I match shields, and he tries to catch a foul play. Another person trying to catch my foul play. You know, I'm too good to see through that. So I put in Deoxys as Thunderbolt, and it's the worst matchup against Swampert. Swampert still has a bunch of health left, so don't want him to see that Swampert. But some of the yeah, that makes sense, yeah. It actually has Play Rough, and what am I gonna do? I'm pretty sure I could survive another Play Rough, just barely. Here comes a Rock Slide. I probably should have shielded there, but luckily he didn't shield, so I maintain switch advantage. What does he have? Swampert farms me down. He has a Hydro Cannon right here, and I go in with Umbreon. It's very tanky. Look how little this Hydro Cannon does in comparison to the foul plays I'm dishing out. Let's see what he does. No switch there. Perfect. And what is last Pokemon is Altaria. Perfect for me. Perfect for me. So I could have swapped in Azu to me as Azu's. I do that sometimes if I think they're running a Registeel in the back. But this time it works out for me, so it's good. There's nothing this Altaria can do. This Ice Beam's too strong. It does get pretty close when they have two shields. Alright, next matchup, Umbreon into Vigoroth. This is pretty terrible. Safe swap Azu, and surprisingly they actually stay in. So this tells me they kind of have two things. They have two things weak in the weaker than Vigoroth in the back to Azu. So I go for the bait. Failed. I don't want my Umbreon to meet this Vigoroth, so gonna shield. Try to win switch advantage. Going for the Ice Beam and take it down. This is kind of early in the battle, so in the season, so most people they don't shield the first one, even though you have enough energy. Oh, so here they have Haunter, but they didn't swap in Haunter after I swapped in Azu, which is pretty surprising. I don't know. Usually, if Haunter in Haunter teams, if they don't meet, they don't win switch advantage, I usually win because my Deoxys isn't stuck against their Haunter, which is the worst possible matchup for me. Here they have a Shadow. They're running Shadow Punch, Sludge Bomb, but Sludge Bomb doesn't even hurt. It kind of hurts, but it's. I feel like you really should be running the bait and the nuke. Double Shadow. Anyways, I'm doing Umbreon into Registeel, and I try to get as much damage as I can with the foul play. It's pretty much over. This Thunderbolt does about 25%, 1/3 to Registeel. Able to counter down. Next battle, Umbreon and Venusaur. Every time I see a grass in the lead, that makes me pretty happy because both Meganium and Venusaur kind of destroy Azumarill and Deoxys because I'm not running Psycho Boost. Sometimes I consider. Sometimes if I ran Psycho Boost, I would win the match, but I don't know. More often than not, use Thunderbolt way more. Maybe I'll try it again. So here's a bit of leg, and CMP tied to this move. Not sure if it was a good idea to shield, but let's see. I'll probably try to. I don't know what I'm doing. This is pretty terrible if they decide to double shield because I'm not able to farm down with Deoxys. There's no way I can farm down any grass in the lead, so I'm forced to expend a shield, and we're at shields down scenario. So it's looking pretty tough for me. going Azu into Umbreon. It's pretty important that you have Last Resort on your Umbreon. Otherwise, I say probably don't use Umbreon, just because you will literally lose against other Umbreons, and you will lose even harder against Azu. So here I'm catching the Last Resort onto my Umbreon, and luckily I get to a foul play on this Venusaur, so it can't throw me down. But it's pretty much over. I don't have too much health on my Azumarill, and even one Rock Slide and a few counters will take me out. So GG's. Boom, Thunderbolt. Most of the Deoxys I've seen are also running Thunderbolt like me. It's pretty common moveset, more than Play Rough, I'd say. So here another Grass, even though I'm, oh what, why would they switch out? They switch out even they knew that the game is a winning matchup, or they didn't know, but I'm happy that they switched out. So the thing with having Thunderbolt on this Deoxys is I'm able to shield one Flash Cannon, take one Flash Cannon, and I'm able to farm down, as you just saw, the Registeel, and have about 70 energy. So about 1.5 Rock Slides. Boom, boom. But if I had Rock Slide, I'm very certain that, or if I only had Rock Slide Psycho Boost, I'm very certain that they would get to 3 Flash Cannons instead of 2, which would make me spend 2 shields. That's probably the main reason that I use Thunderbolt. They switch lock themselves again into a losing matchup. They probably think that their steel counter is gone, but Az is even better. Is it better? I'm not sure. It's a pretty good matchup against both. Say, less against Registeel, and I'm able to get to a Ice Beam and take out Meganium, and they didn't shield. Probably because I had a foul play almost ready on Umbreon. Here Umbreon into Azu. Most of the time I'll do one Snarl, safe switch into Azu, and they switch to Meganium here. Thing is, with this matchup, if they're late to switching, I actually get to 2 Ice Beams. Let's see if I can get to 2 Ice Beams here. And I'm able to get 2 Ice Beams without expending a shield. This is perfect for me. And they're down shield, and I'm pretty sure they'll get to 2 Frenzy Plants. I debate if I should shield here. I think in the future I probably should. But their next good counter against Umbreon is coming up, which is Azu. And because we see MP tied to the foul play, I had to take another Frenzy Plant, and he didn't let me get to that Last Resort there. I was very close. And you'll see how that affects the end of the match. So here, go for a Thunderbolt, neutral, damage against Registeel. Still have a shield up, and I'm pretty sure I'm able to farm down here. So like I said, only one Thunderbolt needed, and then if they don't shield, I can farm down, go for the bait. But this Azu is way too high of health for me to deal with right now. And even if I get to the Thunderbolt, I wouldn't be able to KO. So GG's. But if I didn't take one of those Frenzy Plants, do the CMP tie, or he let me get a Last Resort off by over farming, I might have been able. No, I probably wouldn't have, because I didn't get to that Thunderbolt then, but would have been closer. Here, I meet a Stunfisk in the lead, and Umbreon actually beats Stunfisk in the lead. So pretty much most of the things that are meant to counter Azu, I do pretty good against except Grass in the lead. So here, it's pretty straightforward. Now I actually decided to shield a discharge there. Now I don't, but it's because I didn't know the energy requirements for Mud Bomb and stun discharge. So I thought that discharge was a more energy move, and they kept Mud Bomb baiting me, even though it's the same amount of turns to Mud Bomb and discharge. But now I definitely don't shield. Here, switch into Registeel after I counter switched into their Altaria with my Azu. And here, another Thunderbolt scenario. Does me wonders. You actually block it. Makes sense, you have 2 shields. And I can definitely do a lot of damage with counters. And a little bit of leg here. And get the Thunderbolt. And this Thunderbolt would get close to KO-ing. Insta swap back into Altaria. I'm pretty sure they stored a flash cannon on their Registeel. Let's see how that affects the play, affects the game in the end. Altaria goes for a Sky Attack, and it's pretty much this. I don't know if this flash cannon will KO me. Here comes Flash Cannon. Yeah. Very close. Ooh. And, oh, I have Deoxys in the back. Counter it down. Yeah. In this next match, I play Psyduck 89. And I lead Umbreon into Azumarill. This is a pretty poor matchup, even if it doesn't have Play Rough. So here, I charge up to a Foul Play and switch. Mostly because I'm getting some Haunters recently, and I'm trying to... It's nice to keep at least one Foul Play in case they switch in Haunter to face Azumarill. Here, I honestly don't think Hypno is a good counter switch to counter Azumarill switch in, but we'll see. So you'll notice that the first charge I threw was actually Hydro Pump, not sorry. And most players in the higher ranks, they don't shield the first charge move, even though I could have enough for the harder hitting move, because they'll know they'll survive it. But in matches that matter for the elite scenario, like you just saw right there, Hydro Pump just hit my Deoxys because I didn't want to go down 2 shields to 0s, right? I didn't want to be in a 2-0 shield disadvantage. Here I quickly swap into Umbreon and try to do as much damage from the foul plays. The game is lagging hard. So I know Sky Attack won't do too much to me, and I can probably overfarm just a little bit and throw a foul play. And they likely won't shield. It's so low health. And here, able to get to the last resort because I overfarmed just 1 Snarl over the Altaria. And because Deoxys is my kind of game winner here, I need to keep it alive and go for the bait. They'll probably shield, yeah. But they definitely counted how many counters I did. Or I'm not sure. So they were able to... I don't think there was any play in here since last resort doesn't KO. They definitely get to Ice Beam or Play Rough and take me out. Next game, play against Jabba. And this is a pretty interesting matchup. And up until yesterday, or I think maybe even this battle, I actually thought Umbreon beats Zweilous. Look at how little that body slam does. And look at how much this last resort is going to do. So clearly, I thought that Umbreon would beat Zweilous in even shields, but it's actually the opposite. It's mostly because of the Dragon Breath damage. But here I get pretty close, and Snarl doesn't like do anything to Zweilous. So here I get the bait off, and seeing I'm gonna get Dragon Breath now, there's no point in shielding. Just let it use energy. Now, I think there's an argument to be made that you can put in Azu in. You might be able to not take a body slam and still farm down, and you'd get kind of more energy than what I did with the super effective counters. So he brings in Azu, and I bring on switch menu, try to catch whatever it is, and he actually throws the ice beam. Pretty sure he had 7 bubbles anyways, just trying to bait my last shield. So here, go for the bait, and this is definitely an ice beam, but I'll survive it. Oh! Go for the shield, and I knew, like, I definitely anticipate the switch, so I don't throw instantly. I'm able to get, I think this was probably the biggest mistake I made, because I still have to throw an ice beam to take down this Tropius. I should have just saved that energy, or just farmed up to a Thunderbolt and switched out, because I still have to throw his ice beam, or it's gonna take me out with these Razor Leafs. And Az is just gonna farm energy up, but he makes an even bigger mistake, thinking he can farm down when he's not counting, and I get to a Hydro Pump. I would have lost. If you saw, my Deoxys had so little health. Just 1 or 2 bubbles would have taken me out. So in the Umbreon versus Altaria scenario, Umbreon beats Altaria in all even shield scenarios. So what I like to do is I like to charge up to 1.5 foul plays, close to the end of the health of Altaria, and make it, and you'll see what happens. Because Altaria will match my shield, and then they don't realize that I get to another foul play that will take them out before they get to their next guy attack. So here, I'm the first to shield here, and that kind of am I? What? Oh, guess I was wrong. But in this scenario, I can go shield advantage and still, or go shield advantage and lose. Anyways, he brings in Azu, bring in Deoxys defense, and because shields are down, I like to bring in Deoxys, so I don't have to bait, just go straight for the Thunderbolt. Here, go straight for the Hydro Pump, correctly shield it. I farm him a bit before throwing my Rock Slide. He only did 3 bubbles, so I could have farmed a bit more, but didn't want to be too low, right? In case it was a Registeel, and it is Registeel. And he tries to catch a Thunderbolt on, or I don't know what he was doing. I was definitely trying to get to a Thunderbolt, and he did some excellent counting right there to make me think I can farm his Altaria down and throw a Sky Attack. Very good play. Here, I'm able to farm his Altaria down, even though I could take a Sky Attack. Even though I took a Sky Attack, and I could do the same as he did to me, you know. And this is what enables me to win this game. Because as you see, I'm very low. I wouldn't be able to take 2 flash cannons, but Umbreon can take 1 and go down. It's fine. And he'll finish the match with Hydro Pump. In the next battle, Umbreon faces Toxicroak, which is a very terrible matchup. you need to insta swap into, I'd say, either Azumarill or Deoxys, but I enjoy bringing in Azu more than the Deoxys when I see a Toxicroak. Here, like I said, don't bait. The first one, maybe I'll bait now. Now there's some people will see this video, but who knows? Here comes a Shadow Ball. I'm able to take it, no problem. And he's forced to shield. Maybe he's running Ice Punch Shadow Ball. But anyways, I realize he probably has Thunder Ice Punch Shadow Ball, but he actually has Focus Blast Shadow Ball, which makes me look a dummy. And I'm not able to get to foul play before I succumb to the counters. And oh, this is a great play. I come in with Ice Beam, forcing him to shield his very, very low health Toxicroak. And this is probably Sludge Bomb since he did so many, and I don't shield. Very interesting play by me, but we'll see if it pays out. And it's a Pro Pass. And right there, my opponent's counting. As you see, I got to that Thunderbolt right when they switched out, but I got that intuition. Here, there was a Rock Slide. Save the shield. I think shielding that Sludge Bomb would have been fine. That was probably the hardest hitting move out of those two Pokemon left. Here played the Nut 93. He's number 6 as of yesterday. And here Registeel, I auto swap into Azumarill, and he switches very quickly into his Tropius. He knows he can take one Ice Beam on his Tropius and still beat me. And here he does some excellent counting to CMP tie, which makes me very mad. Not very mad, but he plays it very perfectly, so props to the Nut 93. And here he charges a bit and throws Leaf Blade so you can have the Leaf Blade next Pokemon. I'm not sure why I switch out, because I'm now forced into this Registeel Focus Blast matchup, which I'm definitely going to lose. But Umbreon's pretty tanky, as you can see. Even a Focus Blast just does like 3/4. And able to get off a few foul plays, so that's fine. Here Registeel takes me out with the Flash Gun. And what do? I'm in a tough situation. Not sure if, oh, okay. And his last Pokemon Sableye. So this team really struggles, because I almost always keep Deoxys in the back. And Umbreon, yeah, I'd surrender. There's no play. My Pokemon were all low health right there. There's absolutely no play. So that was my team I've been using to climb the ranks since the start of Great League. I know I wasn't able to show all the relevant matchups in this video, but I'll definitely cover them in a future video. Let me know if you'd like to see more content like this, or if you'll be trying out my team in the comments below. Thank you, and see you in the next one.